few auto companies manage to produce such consistently good-looking cars as does Aston Martin, barring the strange decision that was the Cygnet, a Scion IQ minicar with an Aston grille. It is becoming increasingly hard to remember the last time the British sports car specialist turned out something that wasn't either handsome or gorgeous. It's a streak that the new Vantage, set to go on sale early next year, definitely isn't going to break. Mechanically, little about the new car will surprise anyone familiar with its predecessor, although there have been some notable changes, chief among them the arrival of a new, Mercedes-AMG sourced, twin-turbocharged V8, but the design and mission both follow the same path as its long-lived predecessor, a car that managed to look remarkably fresh even at the end of its 12-year lifespan. This Vantage will continue as Aston's entry-level model, being both smaller than the DB11 coupe and pitched more as a sports car than a Grand Tourer. The Vantage sits on Aston's new architecture, which uses a combination of bonded aluminum panels and extrusions, and shares some of its non-visible parts with the DB11, although Aston says that 70% of this structure is specific to this model. The suspension is similar, with control arms at each corner and a 3-stage adaptive damper system. The rear-mounted transaxle is connected to the engine by a torque tube. Although the proportions are little changed, the new Vantage is a few inches longer and wider than the old model, and the design has evolved considerably under Aston's chief designer, Miles Nürnberger. The small headlights are pushed farther out, and a clamshell hood carries a substantial power bulge but no air vents. The grille has Aston's familiar shape, with its surround integrating into the sizable front splitter. At the rear are narrow LED light units connected by a central light bar, as well as a complex rear diffuser. As with the DB11, Aston's engineers are proud of being able to make a car that can offer aerodynamic stability at high speeds without the need for any active wings. The interior dimensions are tight, and the Vantage remains a strict 2-seater. An overall length of just 175.8 inches makes it 10.8 inches shorter than the DB11 and about an inch shorter than a Porsche 911. The cabin has undergone a much more substantial upgrade over the previous car, which had been feeling short on both gadgets and connectivity in recent years. Aston's switch to a Mercedes-Benz electronic architecture has allowed for both a significant increase in equipment and a far more intuitive user interface. Much has come straight from Mercedes and arrives undisguised. Like the DB11, the Vantage has the same combined wiper and turn signal stock that you'll find in any Mercedes, while the touch-sensitive pad and rotary knob located on the center console and used to work the infotainment system are equally familiar. Yet it's still definitely an Aston, with the snug seating position, a high belt line, and well-finished trim that is heavy on leather and carbon fiber. The Vantage also sports the same digital instrument cluster as the DB11. The powertrain is largely the same one found in the DB11 V8, with the AMG-built 4.0-liter V8 receiving Vantage-specific software and modifications to mechanical bits such as engine mounts and the exhaust system. Power is sent to the rear wheels, with the initial cars all using an 8-speed CF automatic transaxle. The outgoing Vantage's lunch-prone automated single-clutch Speedtronic gearbox won't be missed. Automatic versions will stick with the separate P, R, N, and D buttons instead of a more conventional shift lever. Don't worry, as Aston CEO Andy Palmer has been promising for several years that there also will be a manual transmission, one with 7 speeds that is set to follow later. Aston quotes the exact same 503 horsepower as in the DB11. Although the Vantage's weight advantage and smidge of extra torque, the factory-stated dry weight is just 3,373 pounds with all available weight-saving options.